You eat well. You walk every day. Your doctor says your numbers look good. But every morning, you wake up, still tired. And no one seems to have an answer. Is it just age? Is this normal? Or is your body trying to tell you something you've been too busy to notice? You see, after 65, your sleep doesn't just change, it transforms. The same habits that worked when you were 40 might now be the very things draining your energy. And worse, some of these hidden disruptors don't show up on blood tests, and they're rarely mentioned in routine checkups. In the next few minutes, you'll uncover surprising reasons why you may feel exhausted, despite a full night's sleep, and how thousands of older adults in Europe and North America have reversed that pattern. These aren't just tips. They're life-changing insights drawn from geriatric sleep studies, doctor observations, and the lived experiences of seniors like you. But before we go further, where are you watching from today? If you've ever said, "I don't know why I'm this tired," please take a second to like this video, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you never miss insights that could change how you feel tomorrow morning. Let's start with the first disruptor. And I'll be honest, it surprised even longtime doctors. You might be mistaking sleep quantity for quality. John, a retired engineer from Sheffield, was 72 when he told his son, "I sleep 9 hours a night. But I wake up feeling like I've run a marathon in my dreams." His blood work looked fine. No heart issues. No major medication side effects. But when his son, who happened to be a physiotherapist, suggested a sleep study, what they found was something John had never considered. Micro-awakenings. You see, older adults are more prone to something called sleep fragmentation, brief wake-ups that you may not even remember in the morning. They don't fully interrupt your sleep cycle, but they prevent your brain from entering the deepest, most restorative stages of sleep. Researchers at the University of Pennsylvania found that seniors with fragmented sleep had 40% higher rates of daytime fatigue, even if they slept over 8 hours a night. What causes this? Sometimes it's physical discomfort. Sometimes it's something you drank or ate before bed. But in many cases, it's your brain becoming more reactive to minor disturbances like light, noise, or even temperature shifts. And here's where the next disruptor comes in: your bedroom might be silently working against you. Now, I want you to imagine this. It's 2:15 a.m. Outside, a car passes by. A neighbor's porch light flickers on. Your room is just a little too warm because you used that thicker blanket. It's been cold lately. You don't fully wake up, but your brain registers each of those things. And that's all it takes. A study from the Mayo Clinic showed that older adults are more sensitive to environmental disruptions during sleep than any other age group. That means the same level of room noise or temperature that was fine at 45 can now pull you out of deep sleep multiple times a night without you ever fully noticing. This is exactly what happened with Angela, 68, from Toronto. She thought her poor sleep was just part of aging. But after switching to breathable bedding, lowering her thermostat to 66 degrees Fahrenheit, and using blackout curtains, she started waking up refreshed, for the first time in over a decade. And speaking of refreshing sleep, there's one thing even worse than light or temperature. Nighttime bathroom trips are sabotaging your rest. You might think waking up once or twice to go to the bathroom is just normal. But did you know that every single time you get out of bed at night, your brain gets a little burst of cortisol, the stress hormone? It's designed to wake you up fully so you don't fall during your trip to the restroom. And while that might help with safety, it pulls you straight out of deep sleep, and often, you don't fully return to it after you lie back down. Doctors call this nocturia, and it affects over 60% of people above 65. But here's what most don't know. It's not just about fluid intake. It's also about timing. Dr. Maria Ortiz, a gerontologist in Madrid, recommends tapering off liquids by 6 p.m. Even herbal tea or fruit-heavy dinners can cause nighttime urination spikes. She also points out that certain medications, including some blood pressure drugs, shift fluid balance to the evening, leading to more interruptions during sleep. Which leads us to one of the most misunderstood issues: your medications might be stealing your energy. George, a retired accountant from New Jersey, started losing energy rapidly in his late 60s. He blamed his diet. His doctor tested for anemia, thyroid issues, and even early signs of Parkinson's. Nothing showed up. But it wasn't until a sleep-focused internist reviewed his prescriptions that the problem came to light. His nightly blood pressure pill, one he'd taken for over 10 years, had a new generic form with a slightly different release mechanism. That tiny difference was enough to cause nighttime awakenings and early morning fatigue. Medications for blood pressure, allergies, even acid reflux can sometimes impact sleep architecture, especially as the liver slows with age, affecting how long drugs stay in your system. If you've added or changed any medications recently and you're feeling more tired, even if you sleep more, it's worth reviewing them with a sleep-aware physician. And now, before we continue, let me ask you, have you already experienced any of these issues? Drop a comment below with the country you're watching from, and let us know if any of these sleep disruptors sound familiar. Your insights might help someone else watching right now. Also, if this video has given you something to think about, take a moment to like and subscribe. It helps us bring more elderly reflections, senior health insights, and inspiration from real stories across the world. Let's go deeper into the things that may be robbing you of energy, without you even realizing it. We've talked about fragmented sleep, temperature, light, bathroom trips, and medication timing. But there's another disruptor that affects millions of older adults, something so ordinary, it rarely raises concern. Napping at the wrong time can ruin your night's sleep. It's tempting, isn't it? After lunch, you feel that wave of tiredness. You sit back in your favorite chair, close your eyes just for a few minutes, and next thing you know, it's been an hour. Now, napping isn't the problem. In fact, short naps can improve memory and boost mood. The problem is timing and length. Dr. Leonard Glass, a sleep researcher in Chicago, explains that long naps, especially those taken late in the afternoon, can disrupt your body's natural circadian rhythm. This internal clock, which regulates when you feel sleepy or alert, becomes more delicate with age. Seniors who nap longer than 40 minutes after 3 p.m. are significantly more likely to struggle falling asleep at night, wake more frequently, and feel groggier in the morning. One example is Ethel, 76, from Edinburgh. She used to nap every day from 4 to 5 p.m. while watching TV. She thought it was just part of her routine. But after her doctor suggested moving her nap to right after lunch and setting an alarm for 25 minutes, her nighttime sleep improved dramatically. She no longer lay awake until midnight, and started waking up feeling sharper. So if you feel the need to nap, do it mindfully. The sweet spot. Between 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. And keep it under 30 minutes. Now, onto something that hides in plain sight. Lack of natural light during the day can lead to poor sleep at night. You might not think much about sunlight after retirement. After all, you no longer have a commute. You're not rushing out the door early anymore. But that's part of the problem. Your body uses exposure to natural light, especially in the morning, to regulate its sleep-wake cycle. Without enough daylight, your brain may delay the release of melatonin, the hormone that tells you it's time to sleep. And when that cycle is disrupted, you may feel sleepy during the day but wired at night. A 2021 European study followed 1,200 seniors over 70. Those who spent at least 1 hour outdoors before noon had better sleep efficiency, fewer awakenings, and reported higher energy levels, even if their total hours of sleep were the same. Martin, an 80-year-old widower from Berlin, used to stay inside most of the day, especially during colder months. He struggled with insomnia, and assumed it was just part of getting older. But after hearing about light therapy, he started taking a daily walk at 10 a.m., even on cloudy days. Within 2 weeks, he noticed a shift. Falling asleep became easier, and he no longer needed sleeping pills. It doesn't take much. A short walk, gardening in the morning, or even sitting near a bright window can give your internal clock the signal it needs. And while we're talking about daytime routines, too much screen time before bed is quietly wrecking your rest. Tablets, TVs, phones, even e-readers. They all emit a blue light wavelength that signals your brain to stay alert. And here's the thing, after 65, your eyes naturally let in more of this disruptive light. Eleanor, a 69-year-old teacher from Oregon, loved reading news on her tablet in bed. But night after night, she'd toss and turn for over an hour. It wasn't until her daughter gifted her a physical book and some amber lens reading glasses that she saw the difference. Her body relaxed faster, and she was asleep within 15 minutes. Research from Stanford Sleep Center confirms this. Even 20 minutes of screen exposure within an hour of bedtime can delay melatonin production by up to 90 minutes. That's almost a 2-hour delay in your brain's natural wind-down process. So what can you do instead? Avoid screens at least 1 hour before sleep. Dim the lights. Try quiet music, breathing exercises, or reading a physical book. The calmer the environment, the easier your brain can shift into rest mode. But even if you do everything right at night, your mornings might be undoing it all. The way you wake up matters more than you think. If you're jolted awake by a loud alarm or wake up in complete darkness, your stress hormones spike instantly. That sudden cortisol surge throws your body into alert mode before you're even out of bed. Instead, try waking up gradually. Use a sunrise alarm clock or open the curtains as soon as you rise. Letting natural light hit your eyes, yes, even through a window, tells your body, it's time to be awake. This sets your sleep-wake rhythm for the next 24 hours. Another tip? Hydrate. A glass of water first thing in the morning replenishes lost fluids and kickstarts circulation. Many seniors report feeling sluggish in the mornings not because of poor sleep, but because they wake up mildly dehydrated. Take Bernard, 73, from Quebec. He used to feel heavy and foggy each morning. But after adding a simple ritual, drinking a glass of water and doing 5 minutes of stretching, he noticed clearer focus and steadier energy, even before breakfast. So now let me ask you, how are your mornings? Are you waking naturally, with light and calm? Or do you feel like you're being thrown into the day half awake, half tired? If you've gotten value so far, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe. It helps more seniors find realistic, compassionate advice for better living. And don't forget to drop a comment. Where in the world are you watching from? We'd love to hear how your sleep has changed over the years. Let's talk about something few people mention when it comes to sleep after 65. Emotions. You might follow all the physical advice, cut caffeine, avoid screens, walk in the morning, and yet, you still lie awake at night, staring at the ceiling. Why? Because sleep isn't just about your body. It's also about your mind. After retirement, after the kids have moved on, after the house is quiet, many older adults begin to experience something subtle but powerful. Emotional unrest. Not depression, not always anxiety, just a sense of something unresolved. It's that moment at 2 a.m. when you remember an old argument. That feeling of time slipping too fast. The ache of missing someone who isn't here anymore. Dr. Hannah Levine, a sleep psychologist in New York, describes this as silent grief, the low-level emotional hum that often grows louder at night when the distractions fade. And for many seniors, it's one of the biggest hidden causes of poor sleep. Take Teresa, 70, from Boston. Widowed 5 years ago, she never felt clinically depressed. She had friends, hobbies, even a garden she loved. But night after night, she couldn't sleep. Her doctor prescribed melatonin. Then sleeping pills. Nothing helped for long. What finally made the difference? Talking. Teresa joined a support group, just once a week. They didn't talk about sleep. They talked about life. About regrets. About joys. About the quiet loneliness that no one wants to admit. And somehow, as those emotions began to settle, so did her sleep. Because here's the truth. Your nervous system can't fully relax until your emotions do. Even if your body is still, your mind keeps going, unless it feels heard, processed, safe. This brings us to one of the most underestimated tools for better sleep in old age. Evening rituals that calm the mind. No, this isn't about chanting or incense, unless that's your thing. This is about routines that signal to your nervous system. It's okay to let go now. Journaling for just 5 minutes. Writing down 3 things you're grateful for. Listening to soft instrumental music. Praying. Meditating. Breathing slowly for a few minutes with your hand on your chest. Science backs this up. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine found that older adults, who practiced gratitude journaling for just 1 week, reported significantly better sleep quality and lower levels of stress. And there's more. Unresolved stress can elevate nighttime cortisol, making it harder to stay asleep, even if you fall asleep easily. This kind of stress doesn't have to be dramatic. It could be worrying about bills, thinking about a doctor's appointment, or just feeling uncertain about the future. Many people try to think through these worries in bed. But the mind at night is like a mirror in the dark, it reflects fear more than truth. That's why creating a ritual to release thoughts before bed works better than analyzing them. Even something as simple as saying out loud, "I've done what I can today. I'll face tomorrow when it comes," helps your brain draw a boundary, and that boundary makes sleep safer. But we can't talk about restful nights without talking about what you're eating. And not just when you eat, but what your dinner is made of. You may be surprised to learn this. A low-protein dinner can lead to midnight wake-ups. As we age, our bodies process protein differently. It takes longer, and we need more of it to maintain muscle, mood, and metabolic stability. Without enough protein, especially at the evening meal, blood sugar can dip during the night, leading to cortisol spikes that jolt you awake. William, 77, from Manchester, had this exact problem. His wife noticed he'd wake around 1:30 a.m. like clockwork, restless, hungry, sometimes even with light sweating. Once a nutritionist suggested adding a small portion of lean protein to his dinner, a boiled egg, a slice of salmon, or even Greek yogurt, his wake-ups reduced dramatically. Your brain needs stable fuel to sleep through the night. And a small protein-rich snack before bed, like a handful of almonds or cottage cheese, can help keep your glucose steady, especially if dinner was light. On the flip side, avoid sugary desserts, alcohol, or simple carbs late at night. They may make you drowsy at first, but as your body processes them, blood sugar crashes and liver activity can disturb your deep sleep hours later. So, now that we've talked about physical, environmental, mental, and nutritional causes, let's address the last disruptor. You may have accepted poor sleep as just part of aging. This belief, more than any other, is what traps millions of seniors in chronic fatigue. Yes, sleep changes with age. But waking up tired every day is not normal. It's not something you have to live with. In fact, research from the American Academy of Sleep Medicine shows that adults over 65 who sleep well report better health, stronger memory, and more emotional stability than those 20 years younger who sleep poorly. That means the quality of your rest can give you back years, not just take them away. And you deserve that. You deserve to wake up feeling alive, clear, and calm. You've lived through enough to earn mornings that begin with energy, not exhaustion. So here's what I want you to do tonight. Take 10 minutes before bed. Turn off the TV, the phone, the tablet. Dim the lights. Breathe. Write down one thing you're grateful for. Drink a glass of water. Lay down in a room that's cool, dark, and quiet. And give yourself permission to rest. Not because you've done everything perfectly. Not because the world is resolved. But because you've done enough for today, and tomorrow can wait. Before we end, I'd love to hear from you. What part of this video resonated most with you? Are you going to change something in your sleep routine tonight? Leave a comment below and let me know where you're watching from. And if you found this video helpful, please like it and subscribe, so you'll never miss these reflections, wisdom, and science-backed tools for living well after 60. This channel is here for you every week, because aging doesn't mean decline. It means deeper rest, stronger peace, and the freedom to live life on your terms. Here's to your best sleep yet. Good night, and be well.